Did you know that Black women are 3 times more likely than white women to aspire to top leadership roles at work? Yet for every 100 men promoted from entry level to manager, only 58 Black women receive similar promotions. How can we break the glass ceiling if we're not even allowed up the ladder's first rung? And in addition to our difficulties that we face with advancing in our careers, then we struggle to find professional development resources that address our unique workplace experience. And this is despite the fact that the US leadership development industry is valued at more than $170 billion, and that there's more than 2.1 million Black and Latina young professionals in the United States. This is why Cubicles to Cocktails exists. We're a career development platform and a community for working women of color. We provide women a space to network, gain mentorships, and find valuable advice that authentically speaks to their unique career experiences so that they can navigate their careers with confidence and support. In 2018, we launched an At the Work networking and career development event series to fuel our growth and marketing. We reached more than 360 women, and our events generated more than $18,000 in revenue, as well as secured numerous corporate and media sponsorships. During the pandemic, we transitioned our experiences online and launched our weekly community newsletter, which rounds up culturally relevant career advice, current events, and recommendations from across the internet. During this digital expansion, we've experienced 136% growth in our community. Now we have more than 800 community members who come to us weekly for content. What positions us well in this industry is our culture ad. We simply don't force women of color to choose between their gender and their race in the workplace while navigating their careers. We have the goal to become the go-to career resource hub and the largest social and professional network for millennial women of color in the United States by continuing to host our events, as well as offering a core suite of digital products that addresses topics such as building your professional brand without compromising your cultural identity. By the end of 2022, we plan to secure more than 32,000 newsletter community members. And with just 10% conversion rate and more than $150 in annual customer spending on our digital resources and events, we stand to generate more than $400,000 in consumer-based revenue alone. Hi, my name is Christa Clarke, and I'm the founder of Cubicles to Cocktails. I'm a Rice University alumna, a project manager, and a cocktail enthusiast. My team and I are raising $300,000 to fuel our sales and marketing initiatives, develop our curriculum, and leverage technology for our platform. Cubicles to Cocktails is on a mission to propel 100,000 Black and brown women into leadership at work. Will you join us?
Thank you so much, Christa. Can you walk me through, so I'm sure I understand, existing revenue streams and potential future revenue streams?
So for our revenue streams, I actually have a slide that I'm happy to share with you. So our revenue streams are broken down into our consumer-based revenue streams and our business-to-business revenue streams. So our existing revenue streams is centered on our event registrations as well as sponsorships of our events. With our digital expansion, we're moving towards consumer digital products, so our online courses, digital workbooks and guides, as well as offering digital marketing campaigns for our business-to-business. Our revenue, as you can tell, is very diversified to de-risk, due to the COVID pandemic, to be able to de-risk certain of those revenue streams that are related to the events only.
Hi, I love this idea. I love cocktails. I love networking. When I think about a lot of times when I'm meeting folks and trying to network, sometimes I feel like I don't always have people in my sector or that do experience the same thing that I do. I work in a very, male dominant, where there aren't anyone else but me and so how are you bringing folks together in a way that industry they relate, and where they are in their career from entry level to executive C-suite? How are you doing that?
Right. That's a wonderful question. So currently our community members, they are range in age from 25 to about 44. And so the majority of us are corporate professionals working in finance, business, consulting, even education, higher education. And so the way that we do our communication, we talk about being career driven, as well as sending our events to different professional networks, such as the National Black MBA Society, Prospanica, which is the Hispanic Network for Business Professionals. And in regards to helping to facilitate that networking, during our events, we often have curated networking activities. Our events, we have between 50 to 75 women. We try to keep them intimate so that you're able to not feel overwhelmed in a sea of women. And we have to facilitate these connections through our facilitated networking activities at the start of each event before we transition into our career development segments.
Okay, thank you. Because my question was going to be to walk me through one of your events.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to many networking events, and majority of them turn out to be just a party. And you may pass a card, but there's not very much networking going on. So can you just walk me through briefly through one event?
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So I actually want to start with the planning process. For me, this is my lived experience. I'm a project management professional. I work in the healthcare industry. Right now, I actually work in medical education. And so as you know, this industry is very white male dominated. And it's very hierarchical too, in the sense that since I am in medical education currently, they really do pay attention to your credentials. And so with that, from my network and from my own personal lived experiences, my events start with an intention. For instance, when we talked about imposter syndrome, I then took my expertise in curriculum development to figure out what objectives I really want women to be able to walk away from at the end of this event. And so taking my objectives, I looked then at how do I facilitate networking amongst the women. And for this particular occasion, I had networking cards, and the questions on those networking cards tied back into breaking the ice around imposter syndrome. When we transitioned over to the panel, using the intention and my objectives, I ensured that I brought on the right expertise. So I actually partnered with mental health providers so that they could actually teach us the psychology behind imposter syndrome, how to manage it, because it's not something you can eliminate, and then some actionable tools that we could use in our daily lives and working lives to be able to manage that as we're navigating our careers. So from start to end, we're very intentional with all the activities, so that it's not a party, that it is a experience that does allow you to be authentic, like if you were at a party, but it's actually way more meaningful than just grabbing cocktails with girlfriends at a bar.
I want those notes on imposter syndrome, please. Send them along.
I'd be happy to email you the notes from the panel.
Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com. Select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you loved, and don't forget to leave feedback and/or hype comments for our founders.